Have you ever noticed something strange in arguments? The person who loses control first almost always loses the conversation. They raise their voice, they interrupt, they push harder and harder, trying to dominate the moment. And for a second, it can feel like they're winning. But look closer. They're not in control. They're reacting. And reaction is weakness in disguise. Real power is something else entirely. It is calm. It is precise. It does not rush, and it does not chase. It waits, and then responds once. And that single response is enough. Today, I'm going to give you 5 calm replies that do exactly that. These are not emotional comebacks. They are not clever insults. They are not meant to humiliate anyone. They are controlled responses that shift the entire interaction in your favor, without you ever raising your voice. And pay close attention. Number 4 is especially powerful, because when you use it correctly, even the most aggressive person will feel it and stop. Stay with me until the end, because once you learn these, something changes. You won't feel the need to win arguments anymore. You'll simply remain in control, while others lose it. Most people think arguments are about being right. They're not. They're about emotional positioning. Who becomes reactive first? Who gets pulled out of their center? Who feels the need to defend themselves immediately? That is usually who loses. Because the moment you start reacting, you're no longer leading the interaction. You're following it. And the person who controls the emotional frame controls the conversation. That's why people who shout often win in the moment. Not because they're correct, but because they forced you into reaction. So the real skill is not arguing better. It's staying unmoved. And these 5 responses are tools for exactly that. Response 1. Let's talk when we can do it respectfully. There are conversations, and then there are emotional ambushes. The tone shifts. Respect disappears. The other person starts interrupting, raising their voice, pushing harder. And most people make the same mistake. They stay in the conversation and try harder. They explain more, defend more, push back more. But the more you tolerate disrespect, the more you invite it. That's where this response changes everything. Let's talk when we can do it respectfully. This is not retreat. This is control. You are not reacting. You are not attacking. You are setting the standard. Imagine someone speaking over you, trying to dominate. Instead of competing for space, you pause. You look at them calmly, and you say that sentence. Now the entire interaction shifts. It's no longer about the topic. It's about behavior. And whoever defines the standard leads the conversation. In that moment, it's you. Because you made one thing clear. Access to you requires respect. Response 2. I don't need to raise my voice to be right. Loudness is often misunderstood. People think volume equals authority. But in reality, volume often reveals a loss of control. When someone raises their voice, they are trying to compensate. They are trying to force attention, because they cannot command it. And many people fall into the trap. They match the tone. They escalate. They turn the conversation into noise. And once that happens, control is gone. That's why this response is so powerful. I don't need to raise my voice to be right. There is no aggression in it. No tension. Just quiet. Certainty. Imagine someone getting louder, more aggressive. They expect you to follow, but you don't. You stay exactly the same. Calm, still, centered, and then you say that sentence. Now there is contrast. They are unstable. You are composed. They are reacting. You are choosing. And people always notice that difference. Because true confidence does not need to be loud. It is felt. Response 3. That's your opinion and I respect it, but I don't share it. Not all pressure is aggressive. Some of it is persistent. Someone keeps pushing their view, repeating it, trying to convince you again and again. And many people give in, just to end the tension. They agree. They nod. They surrender their position. Not because they believe it, but because they want peace. But that is not peace. That is avoidance. This response gives you something better. Clarity without conflict. That's your opinion and I respect it, but I don't share it. You are not rejecting them. You are not submitting either. You are standing still. Imagine someone insisting on their perspective. They keep pushing. But instead of arguing endlessly, you say this: now there is nowhere for them to go, because you acknowledged them, but you did not move, and that is what creates respect. Because people quickly realize you cannot be pressured. Response 4: the way you speak says more about you than it does about me. This is where most people lose control, because this is where attacks happen. Sarcasm, mockery, disrespect, and the instinct is immediate. Defend, respond, push back. But that reaction is exactly what the other person wants, because the moment you react emotionally, they control you. This response breaks that completely. The way you speak says more about you than it does about me. There is no anger here, no insult, just clarity. Imagine someone trying to provoke you. Instead of engaging, you say this calmly. Now something changes. You didn't absorb the attack. You reflected it. You made it clear that their behavior belongs to them, not to you. And suddenly they are the one exposed, because you didn't react. You observed, and that creates silence. Response 5: I'd prefer not to continue this conversation. This is the highest level of control, because sometimes the strongest move is to end it. Not every conversation deserves your energy. Some people are not trying to understand you. They are trying to provoke you. And the more you engage, the more control you give them. Most people stay too long. They want the last word. They want to win. They want validation. But real power doesn't need that. Real power chooses peace over pointless conflict. I'd prefer not to continue this conversation. Simple, clear, final. Imagine someone continuing to push, provoke, escalate. Instead of responding again, you say this, and you stop. That moment is powerful, because now you are not reacting to them. You are choosing for yourself, and that is the highest form of control. At this point, you might think, these are just simple sentences, and they are. But their power is not in the words. It is in the delivery. Anyone can say these phrases. Very few can say them calmly, without tension, without hesitation, without emotional leakage. Because people don't just listen to your words, they feel your state. And if your state is steady, these sentences become something else entirely. They become authority. These responses are not about silencing others. They are about mastering yourself. Because most arguments are lost the moment you lose control of your emotions, the moment you feel the need to prove yourself, the moment you react instead of respond. But when you remain calm, something different happens. You don't chase the conversation, you shape it. You don't fight for control, you hold it. And people feel that immediately, even if they disagree with you, even if they don't like what you say. They respect how you say it. Here are the 5 responses again. Let's talk when we can do it respectfully. I don't need to raise my voice to be right. That's your opinion, and I respect it, but I don't share it. The way you speak says more about you than it does about me. I'd prefer not to continue this conversation. Practice them, not when you're angry, but when you're aware. Because when the moment comes, you won't need to think. You'll simply respond. The strongest person in any conversation is not the loudest, not the most aggressive, not the one who talks the most. It is the one who cannot be pulled out of their center, the one who does not react impulsively, the one who chooses their response every time. Because when you control yourself, no one else can control you. If this changed how you see communication, subscribe, because here you don't just learn what to say. You learn how to think, how to act, and how to remain calm in situations where most people lose control. And tell me in the comments, which of these responses will you use first?